Okay, let's go.
Please.
Yes, we're going to be talking about the book, the long-awaited book that we published called The Restoration. It has taken about 30 years to produce this. Actually, shall I give you a bit of a background, Apshy? Is in Appa's,
I think that's a good place to start.
Appa's experiences, a lot of people, like I'm just recovering from COVID. I got COVID, I'm recovering now. If I walk 100 meters, it feels like I walk 10 miles or something. So I have to restore my health. And I think a lot of people don't know in life that you need to restore you regularly. Our enthusiasm gets lost. Our belief in life gets lost. If somebody has two broken relationships, they might lose hope in relationship, the priority will change. So restoration is you waking up that you are refreshed again. Like you went through something with your friends and all that, right? Now you want to adopt another friend, you're like, oh my God, am I going to go through the thing again? And I think that is the erosion in human life, the spirit in which I enter life. I think one thing Appa managed to do, I don't know how well I did it, I somehow find the fire again, I get busted, I do something that works or something that doesn't work, something fails. Like there was something that happened some time ago, a project that failed. I think it took me 1 year to recover. What I mean by recovery is when I did the project, it took about 8 years to do. I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then something went wrong, something badly went wrong. And then we had to shelf it. And it took a year to kind of recompose, again belief. You understand? So that's the whole story about the restoration. I think humanity is not restored. We are broken, Somebody does a business failed, then I quit business, I just go to work. Somebody has a relationship, didn't work, then I'll just settle for someone that is nice. And I aggressively reject these people because they erode everybody, It becomes a language. Like you say, I want to work, but I don't want to do PhD yet. Because somehow you are eroded in the learning, all the difficulty you went through. So just chill out.
I don't feel that it's because we don't really need to go into it, but for me, it's not because I'm tired of learning. I love learning. Like that's my favorite part of doing my master's. There's so much to learn and I'm bogged down by academic writing, but it's so interesting. But there's also I feel like this is my resting and I want to create things. I want to work. I want to make things. I don't just want to study about them.
Okay. I hear you. But in time, you're young girl, you got time. Just promise.
I can do my PhD when I'm old.
Okay. I'll take that. I just want bragging right. It's very nice. They ask, what does your daughter do? She's PhD. Bragging. That's bragging right. Okay, so the point I'm making is, Apshy, I think people are very careless. Like I have COVID and after I became negative, I started going to the gym and I thought I'm going to pass out. And your mother said that I have to take 2-3 weeks to recover. I'm like, oh. So the part of the book of restoration, people can do it many, many times on many, many aspects of their life. Suddenly they are believing again, loving again, living again, excited again.
But I think also sometimes, right? And maybe we can start here. It's like you don't even want to restore yourself or to make yourself strong enough to try again because you're so hurt.
Yeah. And that's our civilization, no? Humanity is not believed. A human civilization is not built on enthusiasm. It builds on fear and wound, A culture, there are many types of culture, but the error of some culture is it's constricting. Don't do this, don't do that. Not explore this. So most culture are enemy to young, rest to the old.
And I guess maybe it comes in more ways than you could think, right?
Yep, agree. And that's a PhD subject, That's a PhD.
Sorry?
That's a PhD subject.
Ayo. No, but if I just use myself as an example, when how many years ago it was, 2017, I was in New York, I got a job. And then they said, the job is yours. Then the next day they said, the person who was leaving the job is not leaving anymore. So we can't offer you the job. And I was so unbelievably disappointed, so distraught. I felt bogged down by New York. I wanted to come home. And I didn't feel ready to leave and like go out and be alone again and try again for 7 years.
Wow.
Until I came to London now.
You see, that's your, and even
that
then you're
And the
struggling.
process of restoring for me there wasn't just sitting at home and doing nothing. It was also like building my career, figuring out who I am and all
That's
of
it.
that. But it didn't look like how you would perceive it, right?
No, I want to, you were bringing a point. It's not just a psychology. This book, this study is not psychology. There is psychology in it. It's actuality. It's not that we go for a retreat or read a book or do some exercises and mentally you get yourself right. No. It is actually reviving actually. That's why I'm very excited about it. It's not philosophy. It has philosophy. It's not psychology. It is not just therapy. It is actuality. Like you said, it took you 7 years to restore. It took me 1 year to restore. I think more than a year. When something that I almost put my heart and soul into it and say, oh, maybe this is not it. And I have to find somewhere else. So that's the whole base of the study into restoration,
Would you say that restoration is like the process of picking yourself back up?
Bingo. You see, Appa used to be in tournament, fighting. One of the most important, before you go into a ring and fight, is the state of mind I'm in, If I'm not all there and I'm not ready to go, if I'm not like, come on, let's do this, the chances of victory is really, really low, I always say people volunteer to be knocked out. And usually because they are wounded or something happened, they're tired, they're distracted. So the state of restoredness, like a good night's sleep, is one of the most important thing, Hey, I give you a fact. I found something. I was reading something and watching something very beautiful. They were talking about evolution, or studying about evolution, monkeys and how they became human. This one particular monkey learned how to make nest. They said most often animal only sleep minutes. They sleep few minutes, wake up few minutes. And somehow when it learned how to make a nest, it learned to sleep long hours. And they said the invention of that nest that helped the monkey to sleep restored the brain and gave the modern brain. Can you imagine that? I was like, wow. And that sleep is the brain could rest, heal, restore. And I thought it was a fascinating. That can be a PhD.
Yeah, it is. But do you think we're like pulled? Yeah, I'm like, it is. Do you think we're like pulled away? Why do you think we're pulled away from it?
I don't know. I think we are innocent. We foolishly put our heart into something. I think we jump in and hope. I think it's just innocent, like if I take me, I believe someone and believe something and say, oh, let's do this. And suddenly I went in and they might have another idea. Naiveness. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be naive or innocent. Because once you remove naive and innocent, the guy who explored the world wouldn't have taken the risk. Like when Columbus decided to sail, he said, dumb idiot, where are you going? So we need that state of naiveness, but we also must be able to recover when our system gets shocked,
But you know how there are some people, right, who it seems like they don't need it or they don't process it. Like, those people who like literally like will be like in like 5 relationships in 1 year, or they go from like the open business, one business fail, onto another. Do they not need to restore?
No, they are cunning. These are the people who are not invested. How can you have one relationship and another relationship? They just didn't put themselves at stake. These are manipulators. These are mental people. These are people who are a means to an end, and you don't evaluate them with normal people. Some people, let's say you didn't want to have a cat when your cat died, and it's a damn cat.
It's not a damn cat. It was my sagwa.
There. Until now, it is there. So the people who don't have it, either they don't have empathy, don't have compassion, they are narcissistic. It looks like they can just go on. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Just bullshit. That's just... And we admire those people. You're not supposed to admire. Somebody had a relationship. The person died or something. I met the girl, and like she said, oh, it's been 8 years. She said, why? No, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, wow. Wow, that's what long it takes. That means she was for real. If tomorrow she goes on a dating app, well, it reflects that what was before.
No, but I guess like my question to you, right, about this is that like the people that are jumping from one thing to another, you are saying that they are never investing really.
No. In my understanding. Unless they're so transcendentally enlightened and so, no, nobody is so. Nobody.
I mean, you can understand that things ended for a reason, something didn't work out because it's logical. You can understand those things, but it still hurts.
How about the system? Mentally understanding is one thing. System? I think there's oversimplification. We want to be robots. We want to be but ruled by mathematics. Not really. But I think I switched the subject a bit, Ma. Everybody must find out what has to be restored. Few things. Am I restored in exploring the unknown? Am I restored in risking and taking chances? Or am I broken? And sometimes a broken person may appear very normal, but they are broken. They have quit. Have you given up being understood? Have you given up being in union? Most people, after some time, their job is just to pay bills. They are not hoping anything out of it in order to survive the previous disappointment. I'm saying there are many, many levels of restoration. One of the restoration is, like, let's go. Get up in the morning. Let's go. Let's do this. That all of me is invested, like only then the result happens. If let's say I always say, if you are not jumping out of bed, something is wrong.
No, but I guess I'm also like the process of getting, like, you don't just like wake up one day and you're like, I need to restore myself. And you kind of have to do stuff in order to get there. You have to exhaust yourself. You have to give yourself, right?
Agreed.
So I feel like even the concept of restoration, does it apply to everybody?
I don't know, Ma.
Because like, aren't there people who are just doing the bare minimum? They're not giving themselves.
And they don't need to restore because they're just doing bare minimum. So you're saying, beautiful. Thank you for the question. Restoration comes into play when the best of me is demanded. And very few people live a life, the best of them is demanded. Wow, that's a very good insight. So the restoration book is for the people who the demand to live the best of them is at hand. For others, it's useless because they just want to get by.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of like, I don't know if I'm thinking of anybody specific. Maybe I shouldn't name names, right? But like, you just see people in these like, and I don't want to judge, I don't want to be judgmental, but like in just like, they could be so big. And then they just do.
Yeah. Hey, today something good happened. I just promoted Anba. Or is it promotion? No, I just ordered Anba. He's going to be he's been promoted to the CEO. He's got a year to step into that shoe.
Oh, nice.
So he has to really restore. He deserves it. Big job, big everything. And now he has to get into his A game. So you're buying the book Anba after that and doing it. I sold one. At least one.
Do you want me to ask you some of the questions or do you want to keep talking?
They can
Should
ask
we start
you
with a question?
Yeah, we can go back and forth. Yeah, I want to hear because they have done the book, so they will have a question that is very relevant to the book. You and I just...
Okay, these are all questions based on the book, right?
Yeah, you can...
So Katie, she asks, I'm wondering how often we should go through the workbook or maybe how often do we need to restore?
You see, if you use the workbook as a mean, come up with a theme. Let's say I want to restore this part of me, then you do the book. So I think you should never not be doing it. Like do a page a day on one subject. And start with one subject. Once it's done, go to the next subject. You see, the whole idea of the restoration, it is like an exercise manual, As you do it, your system learns to do it on its own. then you are never not doing it. You don't need the book. I have a feeling if you do 4 to 5 rounds, the book, it becomes you. Then you are doing it all the time. So one of the things I've been telling the students is, first you do the workbook, help someone else to do the workbook. Help them, be with them to do the workbook, and keep doing it. By the 5th, 6th time, it becomes your language. Then you have it for a lifetime. You understand?
Is it an everyday thing?
I'm not sure, Ma. I'm not sure. I think if I do it for myself, I will take one subject and I'll do the book maybe for, 30 days. Then I might not touch it for 3 months. Then take another subject. I think it depends on how you want to calibrate it.
No, but I mean, like, just say conceptually, right? Like right now, I'm feeling the pain when it comes to friendships. Been through it, struggling, whatever. So I take this book, I go through it, I try and restore myself, open myself up to new friendships. But I do it, and I feel like I've gotten it. But in general, right, that process that I've learned through this workbook, is it something that becomes part of my everyday life?
I don't know, but this is where the audience, the people who are going to use the book will tell me eventually. I've just done my research.
What about you? What about for you? Is restoration like a daily thing for you?
No. Restoration is when I have a goal. Like now, I'm back at the gym. I'm working out. I'm doing some very big projects. I'm doing one Friends to Mankind global project. The moment I say I got to do this, now I got to be in my A game. If not, I don't mind being sloppy. We are doing a global entrepreneur network worldwide, bringing all the people who are seeking success together so we help humanity. That's going to be a tall order. Now I have to restore myself. Now I will restore. So I'm also saying there are times we can slack. We can just put some weight on and walk around. I think it's also needed. Just chill out. I don't want to bother.
And that's not restoring.
You see, that also can be restoring, isn't it? You see? That I quit, I sit for a while and let my body recover. That means
it's like you work out all for 3 months to go on your beach holiday, and at the beach holiday, I'm going to eat the ice cream every day. I've already done it.
You see,
you know what I mean?
You see, Appa is revealing how I've embodied restoration. Even in every word, I'm living my restoration. I guess I have embodied it the way I would live it. Like I run.
I'm still struggling to fully understand how. I understand what you mean. I'm struggling to understand it as a process. Like, when do we do it? We do it. You're saying it's integrated, so you do it every day. Would you say yes to that?
I'm not sure, darling. I think you do it when you need it. Like, it's like a detox. Like, you do it when you need it. Other time you rest. You don't bother about it.
What? Okay, that's my question. What's the difference between rest and restoration?
Maybe one and the same. You see, she should do PhD. She's a pretty smart girl, no? What is the difference between rest and restoration? The effective rest produces restoration. The rest that is created to escape doesn't lead to restoration. The effective rest restores you. The rest that is used to escape doesn't restore you. But I know. Let me address the question. How is the process? I think we will write that in once 10,000 people have done it. Then we will have enough people saying, I did it this way.
There's so many ways to do it. You don't want to be so like, afraid. You have to do A, B, C, D because everybody's different. So you don't want to put it down like that.
I'm so afraid because then it will become dogma, cultish. I think everybody has to discover. You tell. Like, why do I want to be in a super fit state now? There's no need. I'm not doing anything. I'm not climbing no mountain. But if there's a demand to climb a mountain, okay, I'll take a helicopter. I'm rich enough. So. Agreed. Could I say restoration? Like Atisha says, the 7-point mind training, you'll say, rely on a happy frame of mind. So I think how often you have to refresh your happiness. Right? How often to refresh your happiness? How often, like if somebody is married, how often you want to feel like go home and hi. Even though I just saw you yesterday or today morning. If it's not that you come home, hello, you got to restore, come on. Isn't it?
Yeah. Can you explain restoration for yourself?
For me,
For you? Personal.
yeah. When I don't have to do politics, I don't know whether I'm answering you. When I can be dead honest, I restore myself. Because sometimes in my line of work, you're kind of like, hello, people know me, and you kind of like, hello, hi. You do all that political, which I really don't like to do. I'm restored when I can just be grumpy, dead honest, point blank. That I don't have to consider somebody's feeling all the time and, okay, oh my God, no. I don't know whether I'm answering your question. If you ask me, when am I restored? When I'm grumpy. Grumpy means I don't want to be pulled to pretend I like you or I believe you or, you know what I mean? When I can just say what I want.
So are you saying it's when you can be yourself?
Yeah.
Like when you are fully yourself?
Yeah. And I don't care if it's offensive towards another.
So is the process of restoration like, how would I put it? Like doing what you need to do in order for you to be yourself?
Looks like it. One of it. I don't want to pigeonhole
like it.
Like for me, if I'm not myself, I hate. And people will make me do things that I don't want to do, make me pretend or make me, like people like me, how bad that is. When they like you, you cannot be honest. They don't like you is much easier. So for me, and I get sick, my body gets sick. Maybe that's why my masters all lived alone. So to me, that's restoration, personally.
Okay, we have a question from Paul.
Paul fired.
Hi, Paul. Haven't seen him in so long.
He's a grandpa.
Okay.
He's just a granddaughter.
Okay. How do we sustain restoration when so much of life around us wants us to not restore but to remain in reaction?
Yeah, very good question. First is you must understand, if that doesn't happen, you are not in optimum. Before answering how to do that, I want you to know the consequence. Like, what is the consequence of not being fit? You got no energy. Right? So, all around, they want us to be in reaction. You know why? Once I know how you react, I can control you, We react to a smell. You go to a bakery, he's making you react. He gives a smell, a croissant, and you want to eat it. They put an advertisement. So they are hacking into our reaction. And once they hack into our reaction, they make us do things we don't want to do. By that, the conscious will ends. And then you are acting without will. You're hypnotized. This is what is happening. Right? How do you restore that? Oh my God. You know the level of awareness you must live in? I don't know. It's not easy. I have this rule, just going off the earlier subject. If I cannot be honest with you, I don't want to be close to you. If you cannot handle my honesty, don't come near me. I don't want. If I become honest and you will get hurt, I don't want that friendship. But usually when you go on that line, eventually you end up alone, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't think honesty, kindness, there's a thin line,
Apshy, but let me say this. I had a nice point. It's a very good question, Paul asking. This book is not going to give you an answer. It's going to give you a platform for you to figure out your answer. This is why I'm saying so much I don't know. This is not a divine revelation. If you do this 7-step, you will bloom by your butt or something. No. This is work.
No, because I feel like that's like, if you were to say like, okay, every day, turn off your phone, read 50 pages, that might work for me. Does that work for someone else?
No, it will not even work. No, it will not even work for you. It will not even work for you because you're listening to somebody's instruction. You haven't figured out your instruction. You see, Appa had COVID. I'm the last guy to get COVID. I think I'm the last COVID victim. COVID is over. Last night I slept at 5:30. I don't want to sleep. I was painting, I was sitting. And I got up at 8 or something. People say, oh, that's not how to do it. How you know how my system works? Yeah, there are a lot of people who say, oh, get up at 5:30 in the morning or do this. It's bullshit. It's just, and you know what it gives you? The rest, the escape of thinking through. And you think that's restoration. No, darling. Everybody will say what works. I used to speak on a platform, Apshy, when you were young. Used to come thousands of people, and I used to see all these world-class speakers. I rarely met less than 5% of the speakers live what they preach. They say what people will work hard, do this. They themselves don't do it. They themselves don't believe it. It's just a popular things to say. So the restoration book, you know why it's beautiful? It doesn't give you an answer. It takes you to a process for you to figure out your answer. Isn't it? That's the magic of that book. That's why it took so long. It's not like 7 steps to success. 60. If all the success book work, why the world 95% of people are poor?
No, but I think that's the point though, is that like it's not, there's no like holding your hand and telling you what to do. You have to figure it out. It's funny, we do that in our they do that to us in our masters. They never tell you anything. They say, this is the assignment, we'll give you the lectures, figure it out. Then you'll email them like, what am I doing? Figure it out. And then the professor's like, if you fail, you've learned something as well. And I was like, no, I'm Asian. I need to get an A. I cannot fail. They're like, no, you have to figure it out. Because that's the point. That's the point of the learning.
You know, people call me master, right? Because that's exactly what I do to people.
What do you mean?
No, you figure it out. Have I ever given you a single answer, Apshy? I've held you to figure it out. I have more I don't know than I know. And you figure it out. The restoration book is that. It's not an answer. It's a tool for you to come to your answer. And it has to be your answer. You understand? It has to be your answer. I think they made us idiot. I'm getting angry. COVID. My Gita said, I'm really angry. You know why? They give foolish advice. They act as though they are wise. I want them to show me a life well lived before they dare to.
It is very hard to figure it out for yourself.
It's harder to follow somebody because it's not yours.
Sometimes you feel so lost. And so I always say I go into this mode, right? Where I'm like, everybody tell me what to do. Somebody tell me how to live my life because I am so confused. I'm so lost. Somebody just tell me what to do.
No, because they got to you. You are suffering on the 5th book of how to be successful. They confused you.
What I'm saying is that the process which you're asking everybody to go to is correct, because like there is no way that somebody can tell me how to restore myself or someone can tell me how to be happy. But sometimes when you are desperately, as Paul said, in reaction, you are looking for someone to just say, hey, do this.
No, then you talk to a therapist. You talk to Dr. Baldavi because you're in crisis mode. That's not a moment to do this. That's a moment to kind of get balance. You see, Apshy, I just throw something in there. Like the word meditation. They destroyed that word because some guy tells you how you should sit, how you should walk, how you should breathe, what you should eat. To exaggerate himself. I'm saying these people are narcissistic in nature. They are insulting people. You have an intelligence, you will figure it out. I'm saying a child learns to walk, learns to speak, it figures it out. Then these people walk in. This book is not that. It's to restore your intelligence, to restore your capacity to wake up. Like in your case, you want to be nice to everybody. That is why you're struggling. You want to make everybody happy. Why are you being with unhappy people? Your mother said, COVID, I'm grumpy, she said. They say your body is exhausted fighting it. I don't know. Maybe I'm grumpy. Maybe I need to restore my grumpiness. You see, can you see? I think, let me just run amok a bit.
Mm.
That which I should figure out, somebody said they figured it out and they stopped me figuring it out. Then I could never figure it out. Then I become a slave to everybody. I'm looking to everybody to tell me how I should be. And nobody can tell me how I should be.
No, because I think the pain and the exhaustion and
That's
the
the joy.
desire for more is universal.
Hmm.
And everybody is seeking something outside.
You see, why can't you be comfortable being lost? Why can't you be comfortable? I don't know. Why was that made a taboo? Somebody says, I'm so lost. I'm like, wow, you get to figure things out. Do you know that these people, and it's called false love, come, I hold your hand. Come, I take care of you. Wrong. They are doing it for themselves. They want to be the big man. I have the answer. That's wrong. And that has to be restored. Your trust in you has to be restored. Like I'm telling Anbabi, the CEO, has been with me. How many years, Anba, have you been? 22 years. He has seen Appa, he has worked Appa, he knows how. Now I'm saying, son, you're ready. And I'm going to dump him. I'm going to give him my orders. I'll help him a little bit. I'm sure I'll help you, Anba, don't worry. But I'm going to trust he's going to figure it out. Is he going to go through some hell? Of course he will go through some hell. But I know he will pick himself up and he will do a great job. That's what I want to restore, darling. You know what I'm saying? That you are amazing. Your system will kick in. The rest is wrong. It's a way to enslave people. And that's exactly why I did this book. All the so-called fake gurus, they got answers.
So what you're saying is you're not really looking to provide answers.
Yeah.
You're trying to give a method.
Yeah. An exercise. I'm trying to give you an exercise. Like your leg is broken, I'm giving you some, what do you call it? Rehabilitation exercise. Try this. Your leg will be okay. But you are not interested. Hang on, let me go there. You are not interested. Everybody wants to be the answer giver. That's how we enslave somebody. That's how we enslave somebody. Like somebody is unloved, or if you feel, let me love you. Why are you unloved? Why can't you wake up and restore yourself, loving yourself? Why the hell you need my love? And they don't love you, darling. They use that to enslave you. They become the source of love. You forever be a beggar. I'm grumpy, aren't I?
That's all right. We're used to it. Give another question. I always say, when I apply for jobs, I'll be like, I'm a producer. I'm used to producing grumpy older men.
Are you talking about Paul? She's talking about Paul. It's about you, Paul, not me.
I have a question from Gregory.
Yes, older men.
Is restoration a constant pulse? At times we restore through action, and then we restore through digesting our action. Which would mean that restoration is constant for those seeking self-awareness.
You see, Gregory is a very beautiful person. He's a somatic coach. He's a psychologist, I think, therapist. He's an amazing guy. And yes, what he does is restoration. I've followed his work for many years now. He works with a student. He's one of my students. You're absolutely on point. Master has just brought it from another direction, Gregory. You do it in a clinical setting, one-to-one, and he works with people to restore. This is another angle of restoration. And in yours, you help them in crisis, you help them in moment. This one, I'm trying to give them a fitness plan. It's a fitness plan. So I'm completely, yes, I will agree with him. Absolutely. And I'll tell you something about Gregory, you just got to check him out. I've seen him, he has certain level of mastery over restoration. I've never seen him down. I've never seen him beaten up. Not that he has not been abused. I think he has been abused and used and taken advantage of. And I think, I don't know, Gregory, for what some of the things you have gone through, I would have survived. But his belief in humanity, his capacity to reach out, and some of the things he has said, Apshy, you should talk to Gregory, blows my mind, because those insights, I'm going like, how the hell did you see that? So, but I think where Gregory ends, I begin is, Gregory restores. My Appa is opening up a door for something more. You understand? Like for the teaching of enlightenment, awakening, the ultimate, it can only be given to someone that is restored. Right? So when I created this book or got Gregory to be part of what we do, is that you are good for me to teach. I always say, when I was teaching martial art, Appa teach the champs. I don't teach the juniors, I teach the people who go for competition. So I have to teach people who are restored. Right? So the final teaching, I want to teach PhD, like something you might want to consider, but they have to do their master. My mother said, I started screaming. After 28 years, I'm like, yes! When I catch hold of something, I'll go at it. And let me say something about Gregory. And this book, this is amazing book. The physical aspect of the teachings or the learning, Gregory does the work. I think individually, 1-to-1. I think I don't know if he does group. He does group? No, group, individually. Yeah. Next one.
But I want to keep talking about Gregory's question. This idea of the constant pulse. What do you think of, what does that mean?
You see, I don't want to talk on behalf of Gregory, but I think he's talking about the somatic energy. The body is pulsing. We have a wave in our body. Now there's another concept called the field or the quantum field, quantum entanglement. And he's talking about your connection to that connection to you.
And the restoration as a constant pulse.
That means, yeah, I don't want to speak on his behalf. Okay, I think I'll take this angle, and Gregory, sorry if I'm wrong. To restore myself, that I'm again aligned with the universe. I'm again aligned with my surrounding. Let's say if you and I are talking, I can go off, Apshy. Then I catch the pulse and I come back. Okay, we are together again. If you talk about relationship, and people can drift, or we can be on point. Right? We can be on point. So, leave it there. But you know why, Apshy, you have to move on to another question. Gregory's work is a very deep, extended work, I don't want to misrepresent in any way. That you got to talk to Gregory. I have too much respect for him. Okay,
just bouncing off of what he's saying, right? This idea of restoration as something constant, is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
For you?
For me, no. For me, no. On a personal level, no. But with people, it's constant. It's like.
But you live in a world where you are constantly surrounded by people.
I'm just a sexy man. No, people go off, so I have to constantly steer the wheel. But on my own, I don't think so. I think I have the pulse. I think I've attained to the pulse. But with people, I constantly have to go. They go away. They drift. So it is a constant struggle with people, agreed. And sometimes it's downright frustrating. Like, I thought I was all good. What the hell happened? What are you guys doing? One person will take an ego trip. One person will do this. Just, you know what I mean? Like there was something I was doing. One person had an emotional something, and it's been for a while now to restore that back to its harmony. It's like, have you seen DJing? You screw up one track and it takes a while to build it back, Like when you're DJing, you cannot, if you have like 100, 500 people dancing, you don't want to screw up one song, It's hard to pick it back.
I feel like in so many ways we can understand it metaphorically, right? But I feel like applying it to yourself is so difficult.
Yeah. And that's what this book will train you. As you do it, you will train yourself to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I think
Right
like
now,
you,
no,
if I'm not,
they
if
don't
I'm
even
not
know such thing
wrong,
exists.
I did read a bit of the book at the beginning. You talk about the car or something. Like when you're restoring an old beautiful car, you restore it for months and then it drives. And like I can understand that. Like if I want to get to the point of being able to drive, I have to restore first. But what it looks like,
Okay, for you, how does restoration look like?
I don't know. I don't know. I
PhD.
didn't even. You're making me think because like when I talked about moving from New York to KL back to London, I'm like, oh, I guess a part of me was just like restoring myself from the heartache of that dream not
No,
happening.
you remember when you went to New York the first time and how excited you were, right? That energy and the innocence. Do you have it now in London?
I do in a different way
See, then you restored yourself.
because I see it, but I don't absorb as much hatred in my heart that a city life
Do you know,
gives you.
these days, and when Appa first started, when I go out and do a job or give a talk or presentation, the energy I had, I don't know whether I have it now, I don't know whether I have it now. But I get it when I get the right audience. I'm like, I'm back again. The other day, Appa was saying something, I wrote a prayer. I said, please, God, let me live 500 years. And the first 400 years, let me study. I said, let me live 500 years. The first 400 years, let me study. And the next 100 years, let me teach. That means I've restored my joy of learning because I found out about this quantum theory and I found this professor, the research, the mathematics. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Then I realized, my God, I've restored the faith in learning. You get what I'm saying? Where is that enthusiasm? Or are you a bit jaded?
Do you think being jaded is a sign of like not being restored?
I think so, Ma.
Okay, maybe that's a better question. Maybe we can go into that. Like, how do you know if you need to be restored? What are signs that you're in a space of like maybe reactiveness or
imagination loss, no energy? You are not excited. Like sometimes I'm talking in a crowd, Ma. Appa says something, I think it's split atom. And people are like, And you go like, okay, somebody check the pulse of this person. Where is that life?
You say like the inability to be excited, the inability to feel alive.
Right.
Like
That's it. I think those are the signs. Most people are dead. Dead. And they find philosophy to remain dead. Like you see, Oceana and Luna are here, our babies. So excited to see them. They are excited. Why? How are you? 17, 16, 17, 18? You're still monkey.
Luna is 18.
No, Oceana.
Oh my God.
But the energy they have now, will they have it at 40? Apshy?
In a different way, maybe.
If you restored yourself rightly, if no, you could be dead. You checked out. You are defeated.
But is there also like a deluded level of restored?
So there's also a deluded. That's like you found something that you think it will eradicate your pain. Oh, I met somebody, I'll never be alone again. Then that's a drug. A drugged state. That's not restored. Now, this is what you'll explore. One is like a drug state. Somebody has a bad relationship, you've been alone for so long, they say, oh, I can escape the pain of aloneness. No, that's not. You didn't restore the trust in relationship. Like when people make some money, they say, oh my God. No, sir. It's just money. Whether you have the energy to spend it, live it, is a whole other thing.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
From Kogi.
Oh, she's the EMDR therapist.
So we are living in a time of labels, diagnosis, and some people are taking pride in these labels. That is their reality, and they choose to blame everything on these labels they have. Would this book be relevant to these people?
Not sure. But I'll talk about the positivity of label. I don't know how she's using the word label. Label is diagnosing, It's one of the most important things. Like someone had a manic attack. That's a manic attack. That's label. But I think she's referring, I'm not sure what she's referring to. I think what's one of the things is labeling this is success, this is life. At 30 you're supposed to be married. I don't know whether that's the label. That label makes them escape them. You get what I'm saying? Makes them escape them. Read the question again, man. I'm not.
We are living in times of labels, diagnosis, and some people are taking pride in these labels.
Yeah, they use
That
it.
is their reality, and they choose to blame everything on these labels they have.
Very good. That means they're quitting. You see, and whenever you can't restore yourself, you must find a justification for it. You know, it could be any label. I'm depressed. I'm this. I'm depressed. And get over it. You know, oh my God, I had a childhood trauma. Get over it. Like something Kogi said, and I'll go off, I know Kogi. She said, why most people have bad memory more than good memories? Why is they only tell sad story? I see Oceana Luna, I have stories to tell. Monkeys. I need a handbag. I only have happy memories. I see them, I remember being happy with the kids, right? So, hang on, let me try this out. I think they are taking refuge in the unrestored state. They want to remain hurt because now they never have to try. You see, we abuse everything, you know. One thing Kogi does is she does therapy and she helps people to go back, reframe what has happened and position it. I was just telling even Suren, I said, do at least 20 sessions. She is doing restoration by placing things rightly so the body can heal. You see, like this, Ma, if I don't wake up excited, something is wrong, isn't it? Right, Apshy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up depressed. Sometimes you wake up tired.
No, you shouldn't. Then you have to restore yourself.
And those are the indicators.
Hey, you know something about your mother? Huh? Yes, she is something like. She went to the therapy, she came up and now she's cooking, she couldn't walk a couple of weeks for one. Do you know you have to give her credit? You know, the way she kicked in, and I'm looking at her and I'm going like, yeah, well, that's the girl I know. Because I've never seen her depressed.
Yeah.
I've never seen her, seen her grumpy, but. And I look at her and I said, that's your mom, lah. She kicks in and she's like, oh my God, I'm looking at her, I'm going like, wow. Why most are not that?
Thank God.
I think it's me.
Whatever.
What's up? How many more are we going to do?
How many more do you want to do?
I don't think
I still feel like we haven't landed.
I know, I also feel like. But it's okay.
I feel like we're still in the clouds.
No, because you want it to give an answer to a question. You want it to be a solution. I'm saying, no, it's a process. That is why this book is so unique, you know. It's not an answer. It is not that I've solved the mystery. It is, I'm saying...
No, but I think in terms of at least a process, right? At what point am I reaching to pick up the book?
When you know you have the best of you is needed. Right now, I ask you a question.
When is the best of you needed?
I'm asking you. For me, I'm building something global now. Right now, the demand of the best of me is coming up. I'm going to deal with
government. I feel like, Appa, like that is like fair. Like you have something big you want to do, so you want to restore. But like, what about just yourself? Just do it. Isn't it doing it for yourself enough?
Yeah. Also, Ken, it's time when you have to think about you. It's time for you to pay attention to you.
It's like once, like Aishi gave it to me, like she was like, you are just very comfortable now feeling depressed and sad. You just need to do all the things you're supposed to do to not feel like that anymore, and you're not doing it.
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
No, but you're asking a question. When will somebody pick up this book, right? When will somebody do this?
Like, what's the moment that I turn to it and I say, you know, like for me, like if
when
it's
will
like
somebody
how like,
quit drinking?
Okay, I've gone 2 months without exercising because I twisted my ankle. My ankle's better. I know that first class is going to be hard, but it's time.
Yeah. And how
When
do you
is that
come there?
moment?
How do you come there?
Because I don't feel good. You don't feel good in your skin. You want to feel better.
You know you can be more, Ma, and you are betraying
Yeah.
yourself. That's it. I think that's the point of being. I know I can be more. I'm more than this. I know I can be better. Do you know when Appa turned 60, I didn't go through crisis 40, 50, I didn't have any thought. 60, I was like, oh, now time is finite. I'm like, I'm 60. Come on. Even if I live up to 100, I'm not going to be as strong when I'm 70. I'm not going to be that strong when I'm 80. So it's diminishing return. And a certain agency kicked in, Noma. Now I can't screw around anymore. I got to do what I got to do. And suddenly the demand was there. I never thought I would be like, wow. It's like, my father was an old man at 60. I don't feel like that because modern medicine, I suppose. But I'm like, suddenly time is not infinite. It's finite time. I have to, every day must count. Every moment must count. And for me, that was like, I have so much to do. Now, whatever that needs to be restored in me has to be restored. If not, I'm going to blow this up. And
Does
this I'm doing for
everybody
me.
need to be restored?
Does everybody need? How can I answer that question? How can you even ask me? How the hell do I know? Should everybody restore them? Somebody said, should everybody meditate? I say, how the hell do I know? Why you think I will know that? How the hell would I know? Should everybody should be restored? I think Trump shouldn't be restored.
Not evil people.
And why I'm addressing this way, it's not mine to care. It is yours to care. So the restoration is about self-care. You should not need somebody to care about you. It's the one thing you take responsibility. You understand? One thing you take responsibility. Even in the name of care, they are holding you crippled to care for yourself. Restoration is I don't need anyone. I can do this for myself. How's that?
Would you put it in the same category as like the idea of self-care?
Yeah, I think so, ma.
Or is that too poppy?
A bit popular, but isn't that the wish of anybody who loves you, that you will take care of you? Isn't it?
And can also that be the inciting force?
She's very
Just
smart.
to
No?
be-
She should do PhD, isn't it? Yeah, I agree. Wow. Yeah. You're smart. like- Wow. Hey, do you know this one, Emma? You do the restoration, then you do the basic study diploma, then you do your degree in what Appa's work. Eventually, I'm already have one or two students who want to do PhD on some Appa's work. Just mentioning the word PhD.
But what's the process? How do we go? Like you say, I at the beginning of the book, you said it was the first part of like 3 parts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. 5 books all in, I think 5 or 6 books, yeah.
And what are the next? What comes after?
I think the
What comes before? What comes after?
No, this before.
Is it a circle? Is it a line?
No, it's
What
a
is
climb.
it?
Ma. You do, I think Uma must help me. 2 books on restoration, 2 books on victory, then you do 1 book on the study into enlightenment. Yeah, 5 books.
Attainment.
Attainment, yeah. So it's all the inner machine. You see, this way I'm saying, you know why I'm saying, there's so much to you, that is untapped, unseen. And in order to begin that journey, you have to be restored. And what is restored in you is the growing, is the waking. You know why that never happened? Why it never happens? They're not restored. Like if I restore my car, I have a Porsche 911 Carrera or something, restore it, then I take it on the run, then I say, let's do this shit. You never even get started. People never even enter. So now you're asking why you should restore. Only then you begin. Only then your imagination kicks in. Only then you say, maybe I can be more. Only then. You see, Apshy, if you don't mind, I'll mention now. One of my disciples, old disciples, 25. She's in a deathbed now. Her name is Dhyan Lambert.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's gone into a coma and might not pull through. I want to mention something about her. She had a lot of medical issue, a lot of conditions. But that one lady fought her whole life, Maybe it's overtaken her. But what I respect about her, she struggled. She never caved in. She never made excuses. To whatever she attained, let it be so. But she didn't betray her. It's like a tree that is trying to grow in a very bad situation. It didn't quit. I'm saying humanity has been made to quit. You know what is restoration? Get on with it. Honor yourself. Live.
Okay, we have I'm gonna steal a bit of Karen's question here. But what is the indication, right, that you are restored?
Vision opens up. Life becomes more. Why aren't you waking up and saying, oh my God, life can be beautiful? You are dead. Most people are dead. You're not inspired. Like Emma Weiwei, she's doing a PhD in Apshy in art therapy. And I'm why, I said she has to, art will be a beautiful thing. You have to be inspired. So how you know you're not inspired? You're done. You just want to retreat. You want to watch Netflix and sit at home and pretend to be amazing and advising everybody and telling how the world should be.
Do you think, right, it's almost like the process of going through it instead of avoiding it?
Yeah. I think you are struggling to grasp it because you know why? I don't think you have ever settled. You have always been thriving. You have always been doing. So you are the last person to talk about this. So you restore yourself all the time. You go buy new handbags.
Yeah, but I also feel very sad and depressed sometimes. So it's like,
hey, remember this, on a white cloth, one dot of black looks big. Most people got black cloth. You are the one. When have you stopped from birth? You've been doing this, doing that, studying this, studying that. Next year she's going to do a PhD. She never stopped in Anba. It's called the PhD
Not
episode.
Next year. Not next year. Maybe in 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
No, okay, 2, 3 years.
Maybe in 5 years. Okay, let's land this here. A question from Philip, which I think is quite nice.
Yeah.
He said that you have spoken about faith. Does faith play a role in moving forward towards restoring oneself?
Restoring is all about faith at the end. Not in God or in anything. In you, in your process. That you find hope, you find possibility, you find you. The faith is you, I don't know whether I have faith in God, but God has faith in me. I don't know whether God exists, but if He exists, He left His faith in me for me to be me and do what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to quit. And if I feel like quitting, I quit. I got to restore myself. Make sense, darling?
Yeah, it's like the tension between wanting to be bad and wanting to be good.
I have no idea what she's talking about. What bad?
No, but I think that it's like faith is probably the only thing that can motivate you to do it, right?
But Appa put it this way, if I wish, the kids in the room, I wish, Appa hold this wish, may you live totally, darling, bloom. May you experience everything and venture out and be quenched and in your old age, you said, I didn't betray me. I did everything I could. Nothing stopped me. And sometimes in that movement, something happens and we collapse, This is to pick yourself up. I've had enough failures in my life, enough betrayal and tragedy and mishaps that you can oh my God, I don't want to do this ever again. And I'm sitting at home, I don't want to do this shit again. That didn't derail me. That I picked up and I kept going, you understand? It's about victory. And you guys celebrate failing and not just failing. You find companies. One of the things I'm talking about the restoration, and this I ask humanity, if you buy the book and if you do it, the exercise, if you like it, please be responsible for 5 people to discover it. I'm not doing this as a business. I'm just saying, because the world needs to be restored. Now we see they're bombing, they're doing things. We're like, what's going on? Humanity just... Then we all recluse to survival. Shouldn't we be excited, Apshy, that someday we'll feed everybody, there'll be no war? Shouldn't we?
Yeah.
And we start with ourselves. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we landed.
Oh, you did. You helped. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.